Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about truck insurance costs. Now, before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased on owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you've provided on all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about truck insurance costs. Now, guys, about a year ago, or 11 months to be exact, we produced a video that broke the story on the $2 million truck insurance policy proposal that was being pushed forward by Representative Jesus Chuy Garcia. Luckily, that did not go through, but watch the video. It's linked here in the top corner. You'll see a little card. Click that, watch the video. The reason I recommend doing that is because while that video was extremely popular, recently it's been picking up a lot more views, even though it's nearly a year old. Now, why that is because there's been a proposition, an actual bill that went in for discussion, for voting, basically, to increase insurance from the $750,000 minimum mandated right now by the FMCSA to $2 million. Now, the problem is that they're trying to increase the price of the auto liability portion of the coverage, which is the lion's share of the premium that you're paying for. Now, imagine what that does to the small carriers, the leased on owner operators, and the small, new guys who are just entering the industry as brand new carriers, brand new MCs. Starting out in the trucking industry is really tough. Your first year, there's almost no insurance companies that are willing to insure you. It's extremely expensive, really bad coverage, really high premiums. Now, imagine your insurance just goes and doubles, because that's pretty much what it would do. If you take that minimum insurance of $750,000, most of you have a minimum of $1 million bucks, and you increase that to $2 million, it will nearly double. Okay, that's a really big deal. And so there's lots of interest, lots of publications, lots of blog posts, different YouTube videos. And what I've noticed is that there's a lot of confusion in the comment sections, in the comments of the videos, in these news articles. And the reason and the root cause of this is because a lot of folks just simply don't really understand how laws are passed in this country. And that's what I wanted to cover here today, because this is especially important with this specific passage of a law. If it passes, it's not there yet. Okay. Now, how laws are passed in America is that we have a legislative branch. And that consists of the House of Representatives and the Senate, right? Now, the House of Representatives has 435 members. That's based on, each state's population. So the larger states with the larger population have more reps, more representatives. The smaller states with the smaller populations have less representatives, okay? Now, the Senate does not work that way. The Senate has 100 senators, and it doesn't matter how big the state, everybody gets 2 senators each, 50 states, 100 senators. And that's how that's broken down. Now, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, is actually the president of the Senate. She's the Senate president, okay? And she acts as the tiebreaker in case the Republicans and Democrats cannot come to consensus or agreement on certain issues. She comes in, makes the tiebreaker, and that decides whether it's a yay or a nay, right? Now, it makes a big difference, and it is a big deal, because depending on who's proposing or sponsoring a certain bill, depends on the bill and whether she agrees with it or not, or whether or not it's a Republican or Democrat or vice versa. It can make or break certain bills, right? Now, what happens is the bill is generally introduced to Congress. They talk about it. It goes to a subcommittee, passes there to another committee. In this case, it went to the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, which makes sense. And then it goes from there. Now, the Senate has 17 committees, has 70 subcommittees, and the House of Representatives have 23 committees and 104 subcommittees. So there's a lot of people involved here. And, generally what happens is that either it is accepted, it is amended, or is rejected. And in this case, it was accepted by both the subcommittee and the committee, and it's moving forward. Now, what's happening is that now it goes to the House and Senate floors for discussion, for arguments, amendments, etc., etc. And generally speaking, the House moves very, very quickly because the House has a lot of members and they have a very short amount of time allocated to each representative to discuss and speak their mind about the issues at hand. Now, the Senate is a different story. They have no limitations on the amount of time that's allotted to them to speak on these issues. And so oftentimes they speak till they're blue in the face, and it really stretches the amount of time and takes forever to pass anything. Now, in order for this to pass, it has to pass both houses of Congress and go to President Biden's desk. Now, once it goes to President Biden's desk, it can basically one of three things can happen. He can either just sign it, he could send it back for amendments, or he could veto it and just basically kick it out. Now, the president has 10 days to act on something like that. And while I really don't want to go into all the details because there are other things that could happen, there's the 2/3 rule, there's the filibuster, there's also, depending on if Congress is in session or if it's adjunct, different things can happen. The same thing can happen with more things can happen than just signing it, sending it, or vetoing it. There's other things that could happen. But find a video on YouTube that goes into greater detail if that's of interest. The most important part here is that this is not a law yet. It has a long way to go. Do not panic. Do not be afraid. It may happen because of who our representatives are at the moment. Congress has changed. Our representatives have changed. Our entire, basically presidential, House has changed. In terms of Republican and Democrat, who's offering this bill and kind of who's voting on it. So it may pass. Truth be told, it may actually happen, but it might not also. It has been kicked out in the past. The bottom line is that the market is super hot, and if it does pass, you're going to have to pay a ton of money. Okay, so definitely make sure you're out there working hard, saving your money, saving for a rainy day. And should this happen, this will affect the entire trucking industry. It will affect a lot of guys. It will affect the consumer at the end of the day by raising costs of transportation. So make sure you save your money and work really hard to make sure this doesn't affect you as much as it will affect the vast majority of the industry. Guys, I'm going to switch over to camera. We're going to look over the loads that we booked for our customers. If you haven't liked the video, please smash that like button. Make sure to watch that video I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to talk to you guys in just a moment. Welcome back, guys. Let's take a look at some of these loads, some really amazing rates. We're going to talk today vans, reefers, flatbeds. Going to cover it all. I'm going to start off with a dry van coming out of Hanover Township, Pennsylvania. This one's going to Wilmington, Delaware. 43,000 pound load of beverages. That's 84 miles, real short run, booked at $1,100. That got them $13.10 per mile. Amazing rate. Then out of Logan Township, New Jersey, with a one pick, looks like a two dropper going to Ellicott City, Maryland, and Aspen Hill, Maryland. 38,000 pound load of custom building products, 115 miles in total, $1,150 booked for 1,150 miles. That ended up with $13.48 a mile. Then Cambridge, Maryland, going to Bidford, Maine. This was a 21,000 pound load of palletized cardboard, 510 miles, booked at $2,800, got them $549 a mile. Then out of Portland, Maine, going to Battleboro, North Carolina, 42,000 pound load of consumer goods, 762 miles, booked at $2,000, got them $262 a mile. Then Garner, North Carolina, going to Richmond, Virginia. This was 42,000 pound load of Pepsi products, 171 mile short run, also booked at $2,000, got them $11.70 a mile. And they ended up finishing off with Chester, Virginia, going to Brick, New Jersey. This was a 42,000 pound load of water, 330 mile load. Booked at $2,500, got them $758 a mile. I mean, amazing rates. Now listen to this. And this was a solo driver, regular dry van, ran Thursday to Thursday, ended up grossing $11,950 as a solo, running 1,972 loaded miles at an average of 606 per loaded mile. And you only had 396 miles at deadhead. And absolutely amazing week for this dry van. Did an excellent job on the dispatcher's end. The driver did an excellent job. And the dispatchers did note that definitely had a good chunk of luck with several of these loads. And, the $13, $14 loads, $11 loads, definitely some lucky breaks there. Excellent job, guys. Next, we're going to go to a reefer coming out of Houston, Texas, going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. This was a dry load of beer, so the reefer stayed off. 437 miles, booked at $3,000, got him $686 a mile. Then Russellville, Alabama, going to Stafford, Texas. 40,000 pound load of fresh chicken running at 26 degrees on a reefer, 720 miles booked at 2,800 bucks. That got him 389 a mile. Then Missouri City, Texas, going to Pageland, South Carolina. 25,000 pound load of frozen food, running negative 10 on the reefer, 1,088 miles booked at $4,100, got him 377 per mile on lots of miles. Then fished off with Charlotte, North Carolina, going to Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, 40,000 pound load of fresh pork. And this one's running 28 degrees on a reefer, 530 miles booked at $3,000, got him 566 a mile. Absolutely killed it, running Sunday to Sunday, 1 week of work, $12,900 in gross at an average of $465 per loaded mile, running 2,775 loaded miles, running Houston, basically Houston-based truck. He started at home. Really nice job running basically this run, 465 average, almost 13,000 bucks for a solo driver. Excellent job. Next, we got ourselves a flatbed that's running Laredo, Texas to Woodland, California. Long run there, 43,000 pound load of scissor lifts. No tarping necessary, just a few chains and binders secured the load on this one. 1,808 miles booked at $8,500 on a flatbed. Got him 470 a mile. And then Sparks, Nevada to Eloy, Arizona. This was a 35,705 pound load of insulation and dense deck. It's a building product of some sort. There's no tarping on this one either. Just strap and go type of load. 801 miles booked at 2,600 bucks. Got him 3.25. Ended up killing it. Thursday to Thursday, $11,100 in gross income for this flatbed, running 4.25 average on the loaded miles. Got his 34-hour resetting included over the holiday weekend. Definitely very, very nice week for this flatbed, running 2,609 loaded miles. Excellent job. Next, we got a regular dry van coming out of Port Wentworth, Georgia, going to Findlay, Ohio. This is a 40,000 pound load of dry goods. We're talking 769 miles booked at 3,200 bucks. That's 416 per mile. Then right out of Findlay, Ohio to Charlotte, North Carolina, no deadhead, 19,000 pound load of food products, 515 miles booked at 2,000 bucks, got him 388 a mile. Then Liberty, North Carolina to Gaffney, South Carolina. This was a 37,200 pound load of red Pico pallets. Really fast loading, really great rate on this one. It was only 156 miles. Booked at 1,100 bucks, got him 705 per mile, and it definitely helped with the recaps being this short of a trip. Ran on his recaps, did an excellent job, made some really good money. Then Spartanburg, South Carolina to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. This was a 30,000 pound load of plastic product, 549 miles, booked at 1,850, which got him 337 a mile. Then finished off with Bogalusa, Louisiana to Conway, Arkansas, 36,900 pound load of clean paper products, 400 miles on the dot, booked at $1,300, got him $325 per mile. Excellent job, Friday to Friday, running at $9,450 in gross in a regular dry van, $396 per loaded mile average, running 2,389 loaded miles, 320 deadhead miles, running on recaps only, and coming out of Arkansas, has a reset load over the weekend. Going to St. Joseph, Missouri. So he's going to start off his week in an excellent way. He's going to be able to just deliver that, make that extra money, put it in his pocket, and call it good. Running 2,389 miles at almost $4 a mile on a regular dry van. I call it wonderful. Next, we're going to finish off with a dry van coming out of Owensboro, Kentucky, going to Tama, Iowa. 40,000 pound load of recycled paper and cardboard, 533 mile load. Run $1,900 booked, got him $356 a mile. Then Ottumwa, Iowa to Englewood, Colorado. This is a full truckload of beverages. They're non-alcoholic, 735 mile run at $3,100. Got him $422 a mile on a good number of miles. Then out of Aurora, Colorado, barely any deadhead, going to Cheyenne, Wyoming. This is a straight through load, full truckload of water. It was a Walmart delivery, but real short, 108 miles, booked at $1,300. Got them $12.04 on that one. They finished off at a Golden, Colorado to Seattle, Washington. It was a very light load of 5,000 pounds of basically empty cans. 1,311 miles, lots of miles, booked at $2,865. Got them $219 a mile, and it finished off very, very strong with Tuesday to Tuesday run. Ended up grossing $9,165 for the week. Ran 2,687 loaded miles at $341 per loaded mile average. Plus, they had only 310 deadhead miles for a total of 306 per mile after deadhead has been calculated. And this was Midwest going back to his house in Washington, so that worked out very, very well. And definitely pretty good rates coming out of the West. So excellent job. And guys, I always say every week we show you guys these kind of videos, these kind of rates, miles, rates, dollar amounts. And guess what? We work with leased on owner operators. We work with carriers. You have an MC, you got a truck, you got a trailer, you have the willingness to work. Give us a call, text us. Our number is 801-448-6363. Find more information on our website at aftdispatch.com/go. And there's a chat box that'll scroll through the bottom of this screen right now. Guys, fill out that chat box. It's on every one of our web pages on our website. Again, 801-448-6363. Call or text or aftdispatch.com. Fill out the chat box. We'll get back to you, answer any and all questions you may have, and help you out, get going, whether as a leased on owner op or if you're a carrier with your own MC authority. We'd love to have you. So talk to you soon, guys. Stay healthy, be wealthy. Until next week. Bye-bye.